Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah,
You know how much we love to learn new things on this show.
absolutely.
And today we're doing something a little different.
No.
We're going to be learning about food and nutrition.
Okay.
But here's the twist.
What's that?
We're going to be learning about it from a third-grade science textbook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so get ready for some, seriously fun and simple explanations.
Sounds good to me.
So first things first, why is eating so important?
Well, think of your body like a car.
Okay.
It needs fuel to run,
Right.
and that fuel is food.
I see.
Food gives us energy to move and play and learn and even sleep.
Wow. So even when we're sleeping, our body's using energy from food.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And food doesn't just give us energy, it also helps our bodies grow and repair themselves.
So when we get a cut or a scrape?
Yeah, food helps our bodies heal and get stronger.
That makes sense.
It's like food is giving us superpowers
I like that.
to be strong and healthy.
So we know that eating is important.
Yeah.
But with so many different kinds of foods out there,
Right.
how do we know what to eat?
Well, that's where our food groups come in.
Okay, I remember learning about food groups in school.
Yeah, they help us sort all those delicious foods into different categories
Right.
based on their superpowers.
I like how you keep calling them superpowers.
Well, it's true.
Okay, so tell me more about these food group superpowers.
Okay, so first up, we have the energy-giving foods.
All right, the energy boosters.
These foods are like the fuel for our bodies.
Okay.
That give us the energy we need to run and jump and play all day long.
So what kind of foods are we talking about?
Think about things like bread, rice, pasta, and even some fruits.
Okay, those are some of my favorites.
Mine too.
What about the next group?
Next, we have the bodybuilding foods.
Okay, the muscle makers.
Exactly.
Right.
These foods are packed with protein.
And protein helps us, what?
It helps us grow strong muscles and bones,
Got it.
and it also helps our bodies repair themselves when we get hurt.
So what are some examples of bodybuilding food?
Think about milk, eggs, cheese, beans, and meat.
Okay, so we've got the energy givers and the muscle builders. What's the third group?
Last but not least, we have the protective foods.
Okay, what do they protect us from?
These foods are like our bodyguards.
Oh, interesting.
They help us stay healthy and fight off those sneaky germs that try to make us sick.
So like the common cold.
Exactly.
So what kind of foods are these superheroes?
Think about all those colorful fruits and vegetables.
So eating our fruits and veggies is like giving our bodies a shield against germs.
You got it.
I never thought about it that way.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, so we've got the energy givers, the muscle builders, and the bodyguards.
Right. It's like a whole team of superheroes working together to keep our bodies healthy.
I love that analogy.
And you know what's really amazing?
With that.
There's one food that's actually part of all three food groups.
Really?
Yeah? Can you guess what it is?
A food that gives us energy, builds our muscles, and protects us from germs.
Uh-huh.
This is a tough one.
It's milk.
Milk.
Yep, milk is a true superhero food.
Wow, I never knew milk was so powerful.
It's pretty impressive.
So I guess that's why it's always a good idea to drink a glass of milk every day.
Absolutely. It's a great way to fuel your body with all sorts of good stuff.
Speaking of fueling our bodies, our textbook talks about cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Do we really have to cook everything?
Well, not necessarily.
I mean, some fruits and veggies are delicious raw,
You're right.
like apples and carrots.
Yeah. But cooking can actually make some foods easier to digest,
Oh, I see.
which means our bodies can absorb all those good nutrients more easily.
That makes sense.
And cooking can also kill any harmful bacteria that might be on our food.
So cooking is like giving our food a safety check.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know what to eat and why it's important to cook some foods.
Right.
But is there a special way we should be eating?
You bet there are actually a lot of healthy eating habits that can help us stay healthy and strong.
Like what?
Well, the first one is super important. Always wash your hands before you eat.
That's a good reminder. We use our hands for so many things.
I know, right?
It's important to wash away any germs before we touch our food.
Exactly.
What else?
Another important habit is to keep our food covered.
Why is that?
Well, it helps keep dust and flies away.
Nobody wants a fly in their soup.
Definitely not.
Any other tips?
Yes, always remember to wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them.
Even if they look clean.
Even if they look clean, it's always best to give them a good wash.
Okay, so wash our hands, cover our food, and wash our fruits and veggies.
You got it.
Those are some great tips.
They're simple, but they can make a big difference.
I agree.
In our overall health.
It's all about making healthy choices
Absolutely.
that will benefit us in the long run.
That's right. And we're back.
Ready for more food fun.
You bet.
So we were talking about healthy eating habits.
Yeah, like washing our hands and keeping our food covered.
Super important.
Absolutely.
But now I want to know more about like the actual food itself.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, our textbook mentions something called nutrients.
Ah, yes, nutrients.
Can you remind me what those are again?
Well, think of nutrients as like tiny little superheroes.
Superheroes.
Yeah, they're hidden inside our food and they have all these amazing powers.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So nutrients are basically what our bodies need to grow and stay healthy.
I see.
And there are different types of nutrients, each with its own special job.
Okay, so it's like a whole team of superheroes working together.
Exactly.
So who are these nutrient superheroes?
Well, first up, we have carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah, they're like the energy providers. They give our bodies the fuel we need to run and jump and play.
Okay, so carbs equal energy.
Pretty much.
Where do we find these carbs?
They're in foods like bread, rice, pasta, and even some fruits.
Got it. What's next?
Next, we have proteins.
Proteins.
These are the building blocks of our bodies. They help us grow strong muscles and bones.
So proteins are for building and repairing.
Exactly.
And where do we find these proteins?
They're in foods like milk, eggs, cheese, beans, and meat.
Okay, so carbs for energy, proteins for building. What else?
Well, we can't forget about fats.
Fats.
Yeah, I know fats sometimes get a bad rap.
Right, because they can make us gain weight.
Well, it's true that too much fat can be unhealthy,
Yeah.
but our bodies actually need some fat to function properly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fats give us energy, help us absorb certain vitamins, and even keep our brains working smoothly.
So fats are important too.
In moderation, yes.
Where do we find these good fats?
They're in foods like nuts, seeds, avocados, and oils.
Okay, so carbs, proteins, fats, anything else?
Yes. Last but not least, we have vitamins and minerals.
Ah, yes, vitamins and minerals.
These are like the tiny but mighty superheroes.
Yeah.
They help our bodies do all sorts of amazing things, like boost our immune system, keep our bones strong, and help our blood carry oxygen.
Wow, so they're like the behind-the-scenes superheroes.
You could say that.
Where do we find these vitamins and minerals?
They're hiding out in all those colorful fruits and vegetables.
Ah, so that's why it's so important to eat the rainbow.
Exactly. The more variety of colors we eat, the more vitamins and minerals we get.
Makes sense.
It's like giving our bodies a whole army of superheroes to keep us healthy.
I like that.
So we've got carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals.
Wow, that's a lot of superheroes.
It's a whole team effort.
And they're all working together to keep us healthy.
Absolutely.
So this is making me think about cooking again.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember our textbook had this fun activity.
What was that?
It was about chewing raw rice and vegetables.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Can you imagine trying to chew raw rice?
It'd be pretty tough.
I think so.
But it's a good way to show how cooking can change the texture of food and make it easier to digest.
Right, cooking can make food softer and more palatable.
And it can also bring out the flavors of certain foods.
Like roasted vegetables.
Exactly. Roasting brings out their natural sweetness.
Yeah.
So cooking isn't just about making food taste better.
It's also about making it easier for our bodies to digest and absorb all those nutrients.
You got it.
Okay, so we've talked about nutrients in cooking,
Uh-huh.
but our textbook also mentions something called peel.
Peel.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Well, peel is simply the outer layer of fruits and vegetables.
Oh, like the skin of an apple or the rind of a watermelon?
Exactly.
So do we eat the peel or not?
It depends.
On what?
On the fruit or vegetable, some peels are perfectly safe and even nutritious to eat,
Like what?
like the skin of an apple or a pear.
Okay.
But other peels can be tough and bitter,
Like what?
like the rind of a grapefruit or the skin of a banana.
I see.
So it's always best to check before you eat the peel.
Good advice.
And even if you're planning to peel a fruit or vegetable, it's still important to wash it thoroughly first.
To get rid of any dirt or germs.
Exactly.
You know, I never really thought about eating fruit peels before.
Well, some of them are actually quite nutritious.
Like what?
Apple peels, for example, are a good source of
Of
fiber.
fiber.
Yeah, fiber is important for keeping our digestive systems healthy.
Oh, I see.
It helps things move along smoothly.
So maybe I should start eating more apple peels.
It's worth a try.
I'm feeling inspired to try all sorts of new foods now.
That's great.
This deep dive is really opening my eyes to the world of healthy eating.
Me too.
I'm learning so much.
And we're not even done yet.
That's right. We still have more to explore.
So stay tuned for the grand finale of our food adventure.
And we're back for the final part of our food adventure.
It's been a delicious journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've learned so much about food groups and nutrients and cooking.
Absolutely.
But our third grade textbook has even more fun stuff in store for us.
Oh, Like what?
Well, I'm looking at the active learning section,
Okay.
and it has this interesting challenge.
What's that?
It asks us to think about who needs more carbohydrates,
Mm-hmm.
a rickshaw puller or a young boy?
That's a good one.
I know, right?
Well, let's think about it.
Okay.
Carbohydrates are the energy-giving foods, right?
Right, they're like fuel for our bodies.
So who do you think uses more energy throughout the day? A rickshaw puller who's pedaling all day long.
Or a young boy who's running and playing.
I think the rickshaw puller probably uses more energy
Yeah, I think so too.
because their job requires a lot of physical exertion.
It's like they're constantly burning fuel.
Exactly.
So I'd say the rickshaw puller needs more carbohydrates.
Makes sense.
Oh, what else is in this active learning section?
Well, there's also a life skills section.
Oh yeah, life skills.
It reminds us that along with eating healthy, it's important to exercise and take enough rest.
And maintain good posture.
Exactly. It's all about taking care of our bodies from the inside out.
I like that.
It's like a holistic approach to health.
So true.
Now, there's also this fun try-to-do activity.
Ooh, what's that?
It challenges us to choose any food group and give one vegetarian and one non-vegetarian source for it.
Okay, I like that challenge.
So which food group do you want to choose?
Let's go with the bodybuilding foods.
Okay. The muscle makers?
For a vegetarian source, I'd say lentils.
Good choice. Lentils are packed with protein.
And for a non-vegetarian source, I'd say fish.
Fish is another great source of protein.
And it's also a good source of healthy fats.
So we've got lentils for our vegetarian friends and fish for our non-vegetarian friends.
Perfect.
Now let's test our knowledge with the Let's Think section.
Okay, bring it on.
It says tick the healthy eating habits.
Right.
And the options are washing hands before eating, not overeating, watching television while eating and sharing food with friends.
Okay, so which ones are the healthy habits?
Well, washing hands before eating is definitely a must.
We've talked about that a lot.
It's super important to prevent the spread of germs.
What about not overeating?
That's another important one.
Yeah, we should listen to our bodies and stop eating when we feel full.
Exactly.
What about watching television while eating?
I'm not sure if that's a healthy habit.
Me neither. You can be distracting, and we might end up eating more than we need.
Right. It's best to focus on our food and enjoy every bite.
What about sharing food with friends?
Well, sharing food can be a nice gesture.
But it's important to be mindful of hygiene.
Yeah, especially if someone is sick.
We don't want to spread germs.
So I think the healthy habits are washing hands before eating and not overeating.
Those are the two big ones.
Absolutely.
Wow, this third grade science chapter has been full of surprises.
I know, right? Who knew we could learn so much from a textbook for kids?
It's been a fun and insightful journey.
And it just goes to show that healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly.
It's all about making simple choices
Like washing our hands and not overeating.
and choosing a variety of nutritious foods from all the food groups.
And remember, it's okay to have treats every now and then.
Absolutely. Life is all about balance.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of food,
We hope you learned something new.
and that you're feeling inspired to make some healthy changes in your own life.
Eat well, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.